Alright, 7th period. This video is for you. Since I did not have you in class yesterday, I wanted to make sure that I spoke to this a little bit more in depth than I did with the other classes. So, because I talked to them in person. So let's begin our day with our activator. So click the link there and it will take you right to our activator and our affirmations for today. I am beautiful. I am strong. I'm capable. I'm in charge of my destiny. Today is a new day with a new opportunity to make your world a better place to be. So our thought for today, never give up on a dream just because of the time it will take you to accomplish it. The time will pass anyway. So time's going to pass. So why not keep seeking your dreams? Our Where in the World Today says today this waterway carries about 35 ships a day. It saves those ships from traveling more than 7,800 miles around Cape Horn at the southern tip of South America. This famous man-made wonder is about 51 miles long. It has 3 sets of locks. Those are water-filled chambers that allow the ships to be lowered and raised through the water. And then every time a ship goes through, they have to pay a toll, and that toll is based on their size and weight. So today you are using this map to answer questions about North Africa and Southwest Asia and their resources. Be sure to read the question carefully. It says, which of the following are natural resources found in Saudi Arabia? And notice it says, check all that apply. So find Saudi Arabia, look and see what resources do they have there. Number 4 says, what are the following natural resources found in Iraq? And again, it says, check all that apply. So find the country of Iraq and look to see what resources are found in that country. And check all that apply. Question 5 says, what natural resources would be the most widespread? And widespread means when you look at that whole map, what is something that you see a whole lot of? It is spread throughout this whole area. It is widespread. Let's look at what resources you have to choose from and which one will be widespread. In which countries can zinc be found? So find the symbol for zinc, then look at the countries that are listed there and see which one contains zinc. And then finally, in which country is fish a resource? So look at all the countries that are named here and then decide, do they have fish as a resource? All right, then submit your activator. Now that you've submitted your activator, I want us to take a survey. This survey or evaluation tool is something that we're using to evaluate our last group project. How did the members on your team do? So remember, we all had a project lead, and that person was to help us keep on task. So here's what I want you to do. First, let's take a look at overall group participation. How would you rate your overall group participation for this project? So when we talk about group presentation, we're talking about, did everyone share responsibilities equitably? Did we stay on task? Did we avoid plagiarism, just copying and pasting? And did we actually research the topic? So give your group a number based on their overall participation. And then how would you rate their time on task, their quality of research, and their equitability of task? Okay, so that's what you're looking for here. And then here's the most important part, the comments. So why are you giving that score? If it was low, what's your reasoning? If it was high, why are you giving them a high score? And please try to be specific and not just put things like, we were good. Okay, because that doesn't really help us. All right, so once you go through the putting in, it will bring you to who was your project lead. Actually type your project lead's name here. Now you're going to rate them based on their communication. Did they explain and divide the tasks equitably? Did they keep the group on task? Did they clarify tasks? So rate them, and then again, give them some comments. Okay? This is going to help them grow. And now we're going to rate each person in your group. So most groups had just 3 members. So put your group member's name, rate them on their participation. Did they do adequate research? Did they stay on task? Did they avoid plagiarism? Did they do their share work? Give them a score. And then most valuable comments. What are they doing well? What do they need to keep doing? What did they do poorly? What could they change? Okay, So then you go on to the next person, put their name, give them a score, and then comments. There were a couple of teams across the day that had to have a fourth member. So if you just come in here, you can do like I am and just put in random things to get your form submitted. Okay, so complete that form, and then we are ready to talk about our project. So in our next project, we're going to be researching natural resources that are found in all the different all of the different continents. So I've selected the teams, and you can see that there are 6 groups, and Jada, Hunter, Audrey, Taylor, Sam, and Kezia, there are group leaders as they're bolded. The rest of you on the page are the team members, and in orange out beside your group is the continent that you will be researching. Alright, so when we go back to our main page here, you can see that, okay, so that's where I just was, team leads. Now, here's the directions. So if you're the project lead, you're going to download your graphic organizer. Okay, so I'm going to show you where you can download. So here's the graphic organizer right here. So download it to your computer. Okay, so download, and then open it. So when it opens, you're going to go File, Save As, put it in your OneDrive. Okay, so I'm going to actually not put it in your OneDrive. So put it in your OneDrive. Alright, let's give it 2. And once it's in your OneDrive, you're going to actually X out of it. Okay, so goodbye. And then you're going to go to your Office 365. So your Office 365 is your email. I already have mine open, so I'm just going to come over to my email. And here's my Office 365. I need OneDrive. So project leads, go to your OneDrive. Once you're in your OneDrive, you are going to find that document. I had a geography, and natural resources, and it was called natural resources. Okay, right here, graphic organizer, and number 2. And then notice when I hover over it, when I hover over the document, the little share arrow comes up. I'll just click the share arrow, and from here, I can type it everyone's name. So you're going to type in all your group members and Mrs. Brandy and select them and press send. Okay. Then the rest of you are going to get an email with a shared document in it. Okay, so those are all the steps that you will see here. Download the graphic organizer. You can either download it from here, Natural Resources Graphic Organizer, or from the bottom of the page like I did. Alright, and then save your file to your OneDrive, close the file. Everyone go to Office 365 or your email account. Project lead, go to your OneDrive, scroll down to the document, choose the share arrow, type the group's names and my name. Send. Team members, check your email, find the email with the share for your project lead. Next, it takes you to step 8. Review all the jobs and assign the jobs or roles to each member. Okay? Each member should have one group of resources, which is technically 3 jobs. You're going to use the links that are provided below. So all of these links here, you'll see, and this is what we talked about a little bit more in the other classes today. You'll see that each link has each of the resources. So here are agriculture resources. Now for agriculture, it goes in and breaks them into zones. So take a look at the different zones. Your task is to actually read this. You're going to read it, and then what is it that you need to tell me from here? Take those notes. Remember, we're taking notes to avoid plagiarizing and to help us be better at presenting so we don't just read. Now, as you're doing this, you'll notice that we have marked up these documents. We have pointed out some things that are important and that you need to consider sharing with your classmates. That doesn't mean just copy and paste the color that we did, but make sure you really review that color because those were things that we thought were important. Okay? So each of these has the zones in it. So that was all of agriculture. Comes all the way down to the next one, which is forestry. And then forestry, we have some information. Fishery, mineral resources, and energy resources. Alright, so when we go back to our page here, you'll see that on the graphic organizer that you now have open online. that you have a box for agricultural resources, and then you have the information you have to collect. So in the first box up here, the first top, we're wanting you guys to type where it's green so that when we go to grade your assignment, we will see your answer in green. Okay? So the first part wants to know, like, what are agricultural resources? And then what agricultural resources are found on this continent. Now, this one actually divides it up in zones. Okay, now, all the zones may not apply to your continent, so use the ones that do apply to your continent. Okay, and then you can see an example I put here. The main resource from the arid zone include livestock and ranching. And that's actually in the wrong spot because it's on polar, and it should have been on arid. Then, so this would be Mrs. Brandy's job, so my name would be over here, Mrs. Brandy. And then because this is still agriculture, and this is agriculture, Mrs. Brandy's name would be here second time, Mrs. Brandy's name here one more time the third time. So the next two, you're looking for benefits and problems or challenges. So benefits, things that the resource that you're talking about, how does it benefit the country? How does it benefit the people? So let's say you were looking at bananas. Well, bananas probably bring the economy to the country. It brings money. They're able to sell that to other countries and make a profit. It helps the people of that country because they get food in their tummy. They get nutrients, potassium from the banana. So you're thinking of things that will benefit. There's also a resource guide that helps you with benefits and problems or challenges. Now, when you talk about that same banana, what are some problems with that banana? Well, I know when I was in St. Lucia last year, one of the problems I saw was you have people walking around the island of St. Lucia with machetes. Oh, that's a little scary, especially for tourists coming in. They see a man walking down with machete. You also have, whose land is it? And there's banana trees that grow wild everywhere. So you have some people trying to go and cut down bananas, maybe illegally, not from their property. So that could be a problem. You have bananas that fall from the tree that have not had the chance to ripe, or they're overripe because somebody didn't get to them. Or you have that, the whole idea of greening, where they cut the bananas too soon and we're shipping them green and they weren't actually ripe. So they don't have all the minerals. Okay, so there's lots of different things that can be challenges, and that's what you're looking for. And every set of resources is broken down that way. So you got your forestry, then you'll have your benefits of forestry, and your problems with forestry. Then you go on to fishery. What's the benefits of the fishing industry? What's the problems? Okay, then down to mineral resources and benefits and problems of minerals, and then your energy resources. And then what are the problems and the benefits of energy resources? Okay, so as you can see, there are 3 parts and 5 different areas of resources. So I should see Mrs. Brandy, Mrs. Brandy, Mrs. Brandy, Danny, 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 Susie, Susie, Susie. Okay, you get the point that each person has 3 jobs. Okay, so make sure you're being diligent with your jobs. We will complete this graphic organizer using, again, these links here. Okay, and remember I said there was one for benefits and challenges of resources. Here is a link, and when you go to this link, it will take you to the different type of resource. So you can click on that and see some of the benefits and challenges of those resources. Now again, notice that I said read. Read the information, take notes, then record. Okay, read, take notes, record. Guys, we are not just going to plagiarize. You learn by challenging yourself. So read the information. What are you learning about those resources? Take some notes down. Record those notes on the graphic organizer. All right, so by the end of today, Project Leads, you should have shared your document, and we have assigned roles, and I can see evidence that each of you has begun working on your graphic organizer. If you are struggling with something, please send me an email as I am working, and we'll be on my computer and we'll be able to answer some questions that I can answer. All right, you guys have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.